from your perspective, what separates an experience that's just simply well designed from one that really stays with somebody, really makes this connection and causes them to come back and enjoy that experience again and again?
My own perspective of having observed hundreds of thousands of audiences and tracked and measured them live and digitally, the big misunderstanding that people make about experiences is they think it's the external visual spectacle and entertainment. When we're designing an event, a product, or a service, these are all the things that take place outside of us. But if we want them to stick and have an effect and change behavior, then they have to do an extra step. They have to break through our internal barriers and they have to go into our minds. And once they go into our minds, the potential then is to create internal changes. And I say that there are 3 internal changes that can take place. There are changes in our emotions and the way we feel, changes in our thoughts and shifts in perspectives, and ultimately changes in our actions and behaviors. But once it's gone inside people and it has this internal, I like to compare it to the process of alchemy, the person becomes changed from these internal reactions, then they're having an experience. And so it's a very fundamental shift in our thought and approach when we understand that an experience is what takes place within people. And then there's a third part to this, which is if you've had an internal experience, what I believe is when you've finished the experience, when you finished interacting with the product, using the service, or you've left the event, there should be some type of change that takes place afterwards. Yeah. And that change that takes place afterward is how I define what transformation is. It's the resonance and effects that starts to apply and integrate into your life afterwards. And it can be small or large. So for me, an experience hasn't taken place if transformation doesn't also happen afterwards. For me, there is a cause and an effect, and they're intertwined and interconnected. When we start to see it from those points of views, it radically changes why we're designing, because we're not designing anymore just for it to be spectacular and entertaining. We're designing for it to be transformative and have impact. So that becomes all those external elements, whatever they are, become our tools. And then we can become intentional about that internal experience to lead to that impact.